I was the earner. I was the one making triple digits. I mean, not triple, but you know what I mean. Like I was making like the 80,000, 100,000 and more, and he was making like 25,000. And not that it even matters because I don't care about money like that. But putting a man in like that position, like he was in his receiving feminine energy and I wasn't in my receiving feminine energy. So it was just like role reversal, which we can have role reversals in this lifetime, right? But we also have to be healed and know how to balance. Like, there's nothing wrong with the stay at home dad, but that still means that that female and that male in that relationship, whatever gender roles you play, like, who cares if you're transgender or, you know, however you identify, but we're energy, right? So we have to heal that within us and create this balance. And so I wrote this whole like little thing, right? And I always think about the yin and yang. And no matter what or how you identify, you know, it just needs to be balanced. Like you have to figure out that balance. And still being single, like you know, I've been living off savings and doing this, and I've only been doing this as work, right? Besides putting out my music and things like that. And so me still having to be that masculine energy and not having, besides God and the universe taking care of me, it's still been really a struggle to balance that because I still have to be in that masculine energy, right? And because of that, that has been my struggle. But because of that and our society, how women have shifted more from being in a feminine role of receiving, it's just distorted. It's distorted energy. It's the only way I can put it. Where not only are we distorted because we're having to be so hard and masculine and boom, boom, and believe me, I can be a fucking boss bitch. Like, seriously. I have been a registered nurse for 10 years. Before that, I was an accounting manager and HR manager, that kind of stuff, right? Admin manager, like I've always been in my boss bitch energy, right? I'm still in my boss bitch energy, but I've learned how to be open to receive. And that's been like the hardest thing, especially since being pretty much abandoned at 8 years old as a child, to do my own thing, you know what I mean? And I'm sure this is going to resonate with a lot of people. But since I'm almost halfway through on this little 10-minute video, what I wanted to share with you guys is that the one thing that we're not doing, you know why feminines are so pissed off? Because we're not able to go into our receiving mode, or some feminines are way in their receiving, but they're not in any of their masculine energy at all. And so it's just like this distorted, right? Same as masculines. They're like earners, 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 just like I've been. But, you know, I do identify as a female this life, and I resonate with that more. And I know over lifetimes that's what I resonate with more, right? And then, but these masculines, what hit me today? Seriously, we are not supporting them. I've been hearing it over and over again when I'm scrolling or when I'm doing research and doing stuff and I'm listening to other people. The one thing we're not doing when a dad gets home or a masculine gets home from working, are we really supporting him? You know, even if you've been working, like, I don't feel that a woman has to have like that second shift where she's the one only taking care of the house and the side. No, I feel like everything has to be divided, right? But we're supposed to be giving emotional support, letting them know that it's okay to be in touch with their emotions. When I took that class today, the one thing that really stood out with even that guy, you know, the instructor, the spiritual worker, was that there was too much shadow in the masculine. He usually, like, he randomly just picks people, closes his eyes and he randomly picks stuff, right? There was like 6,000 of us in there. And I think at this point there was still like over a couple thousand. Out of them, 2 out of 3 people that got picked to work on certain things that we were working on were men. One of them couldn't turn his camera on. Another one didn't have one. So he's in the dark, right? The female that came up to it, and she was at her point, she was sharing, and we were working on her, clearing, and she was working on the same thing that I need to work on. And her husband walks in, and he didn't know that she was in the room. He turns off the light. What was the common denominator? It was 7:21 on the clock. The common denominator was darkness and males. They are too much in the dark, and guess what? In the whole yin and yang thing, females are the darkness. Think about that. We have the womb, okay? We are the darkness. Men are the light, or masculines are the light. Just think feminine, masculine, like however you identify. Like it doesn't have to be like certain gender, just your energy, right? The masculines are in the dark, and they are our light. They're our light, and my light just flickered and came on lighter. That's confirmation, people. The way to heal ourselves, our relationships, and our planet, which equals to the universe, is helping it's hard for me to say too, helping the masculine energies within everyone see the light. Because we're too much in the dark in this matrix. That was hard for me to say. It's a little hard to share, but I know I have to, because this is what I've been called to do. Whether I'm writing music about it or sharing with you guys, writing it like I am writing some scripts and a book, like all kinds of different stuff, right? I'm such a creative genius because everything's been coming out of me that's been suppressed since I was a child because I couldn't let it out. But now I'm letting it out. But anyways, we're coming up to the end of this, but I wanted to share with you guys that really this is something that is very profound, and we need to bring the masculine energies to light. We need to give them more comfort and love. Whether it's the masculine energy inside us or the masculine energy that's our counterpart, or that's our father or our brothers or anything, or maybe it's really your sister that identifies as a male. Maybe it's, the other way around. Like, it doesn't matter. It's the identification of the male. We need to, or the masculine, we need to nourish that light, and that'll bring us balance. I love you all, and have a great day, evening, or night, and just know that you are loved, and we are loved.